first is that we're asking MnDOT, and they've agreed to move forward with a more aggressive and proactive use of public-private partnerships. We're calling them P3 partnerships. In the past, Minnesota has not had a tradition of asking the beneficiaries, the private beneficiaries of improvements that are accelerated in our transportation system, to contribute towards the improvement in a willing and voluntary basis. Now we're much more aggressively and proactively looking for areas of improvement that would benefit existing or future commercial or private interests, and then asking those interests to join us in a P3 partnership to help pay for the acceleration of the development of the project to the benefit of those commercial or private interests, as well as to the benefit of other motorists and individuals and goods moving on the system. So some examples of that would be on Highway 169 and Bren Road in Minnetonka. This is a very congested and problematic and outdated interchange. There are a number of interests in that area, including UnitedHealth Group, who wanted to see that interchange upgraded. It wasn't scheduled to be done as quickly as those in the surrounding area would like, including in particularly UnitedHealth. And they agreed, along with MnDOT, the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development, the City of Minnetonka, and UnitedHealth, to put together a partnership to mutually fund it. In this case, UnitedHealth put in $5 million as representatives of UnitedHealth here today, and thank you for being part of this important and helpful partnership. MnDOT put in $7 million. The City of Minnetonka put in $5 million. DEED put in $1 million, and put the package together to allow this to move forward on an expedited and accelerated basis. Another one would be an example of this would be down on Highway 52 in the Elk Run interchange near Pine Island, Minnesota, north of Rochester. Of course, this is the site of what we hope will be a very substantial bioscience commercial development in the coming years. One of the prerequisites for those developers and stakeholders to move forward with that project was to be assured that there was a commitment in place to upgrade and build this interchange. Of course, this was not on the MnDOT schedule. It was needed to be accelerated in order to be accomplished. And so here we have MnDOT, along with Olmsted County, the City of Pine Island, and a developer coming together in this form of P3 partnership with both public and private monies to support the financing of the project and to move it forward and to get it done. And of course, in this case, the private developers donated an estimated $13 million worth of right-of-way to support and expedite and facilitate the project. The next thing that we're going to do is move forward with another round of what we hope will be the MNPass lanes. These have been successfully implemented on 394. We're beginning to see the success of this also on 35W from the southern suburbs into Minneapolis. Some of you were at the press conference announcing that not long ago. Now that lane on 35W is already open. We've seen through the experience of customer satisfaction surveys on 394, at least the early signs of satisfaction on 35W, that this could be a viable additional tool for transportation development and congestion relief in the future. So I've asked MnDOT to complete a MNPass study in by September of 2010 that would identify additional high-volume congested corridors where MNPass could be used for additional lane capacity. Next, we have the significant improvements which will take place between Minneapolis and St. Paul on I-94. We saw in the aftermath of the bridge collapse that with some relatively modest adjustments and capacity on that corridor and related corridors, that significant congestion relief could be accomplished. We want to move forward now and make some of those adjustments permanent as well as to add some new ones. This would include managed lane technology, high-speed bus shoulders, and a permanent 8 lanes on 94 between 280 and downtown Minneapolis. We believe this will significantly improve the flow of traffic on the 94 corridor through that area, and will also bring additional capabilities and options for commuters through that corridor. And then both in the metro area as well as in rural Minnesota, there are a number of low-cost but high-impact either congestion relief projects or safety enhancement projects that will, we believe, can and should be accomplished for not a lot of money. And so MnDOT is focusing in on those as a priority to accomplish these lower-cost, high-impact congestion relief projects, as well as safety enhancement projects across the state. That's a quick overview of what we're announcing today. I'd like Commissioner Sorrell to drill down on it in a little more detail, particularly some of the aspects of it that are new. The financing for this will come from existing state revenues. There is some federal money involved a little bit on the 94. It's partially funded by state money, partially funded by federal money on the 94 project. but the remaining projects are funded through what you'd consider traditional state resources, which is the Trunk Highway Fund, Trunk Highway bonds, and the like.
We at MnDOT have established a vision for us that we want to have a world-class transportation system in our state. We want to be a global leader and recognized for that. We want to have a safe and sustainable and efficient transportation system for our citizens. We've also outlined some strategic directions for us at MnDOT that I think not only serve MnDOT but the community as well. And those directions revolve around safety, mobility, innovation, leadership, and transparency. These are all contained in the vision that we've crafted for MnDOT, and I think this serves well for the community. The reason I'm bringing this up is because the initiatives that the governor just announced and unveiled to you all fit in very, very nicely to the vision that we've crafted for our state that will serve our citizens very well and improve the quality of life for our citizens.
If you look at transportation reform around the country and really around the world, a lot of it relates to innovative financing similar to what we're talking about today. Minnesota and the Midwest doesn't have a tradition of toll roads, and we don't want that tradition. We're just on a very limited basis. If it makes sense to get some new capacity on MNPass style lanes, we want to explore that, but we don't see that as a cure-all. Each one of these things we think is one helpful tool, but it's certainly not the whole picture. In that area, including UnitedHealth Group, who wanted to see that interchange upgraded. It wasn't scheduled to be done as quickly as those in the surrounding area would like, including in particularly UnitedHealth. And they agreed, along with MnDOT, the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development, the City of Minnetonka, and UnitedHealth to put together a partnership to mutually fund it. In this case, UnitedHealth put in $5 million as representatives of UnitedHealth here today, and thank you for being part of this important and helpful partnership. MnDOT put in $7 million, the City of Minnetonka put in $5 million, DEED put in $1 million, and put the package together to allow this to move forward on an expedited and accelerated basis. Well, it's pretty clear, the Democrats in Washington are thrashing about desperately trying to get the public option included in the bill in some form, originally in its full form, and they talked about a trigger. Now they're talking about an opt-out for states. They want it in the bill because they believe in government-run health care. I don't. We have just a legitimate difference of opinion regarding that, and so for those people who share my view that government-run health care is a bad idea, including Senator Lieberman, I would applaud him for his opposition to it.